I'm the founder and CEO of Jem Social, but we are working on building another tool called Chatter. Now, Chatter, the plan, and I'm going to take y'all through this, but the plan is to build Chatter with Lovable, Claude, and Webflow. I plan on using Claude to prompt engineer building like our design elements, brand kits, landing pages, tools, etc. But essentially, we will use Claude to build out all of the marketing landing pages that we need just to make it as clear as possible. But I plan on using Lovable for the actual features and functionalities. When they actually log in or sign up, now they're going to be taken to inside the Lovable application, right? The actual web app that we're rolling out. All the features and such will be in there. And as far as the back end, Lovable has Lovable Cloud now, so I get to experiment with Lovable Cloud, Superbase. As we get into this implementation, you can see it, but we're kind of taking it close to ground zero. I've done some stuff, such as I created a homepage layout using Claude, and you might not be able to see the whole thing because of how I have this set up, but you will see it in Webflow. So as I mentioned, Webflow is where I'm going to house all of the marketing pages, right? So keep this in mind. But just from prompting Claude a few times, I was able to develop a pretty solid, MVP home page, right? This is what's going to be available when it launches. But today I'm actually going to develop a landing page, leveraging these elements though. So we're just keeping, the color and section map together and everything. I'm going to use this to develop the landing page. I'm going to take the custom code and put it into Webflow, and then you will be able to see what our waitlist page will look like. So let's just get started right with the prompt. So I always like to say, hey, Claude, I'm being nice today because sometimes me and Claude be getting into it. Thank you for the home page. I realized that since we aren't launching right away, we should work on a landing page to collect users' emails, and as they sign up, we want to encourage them to tell another friend so they can get earlier access and discounts to Chatter. The intention of this is for them to help market our new platform rolling out. In exchange, they will receive earlier access. This is our FOMO driven marketing. Make sure that the landing page follows the layout, colors, and styling that you already prepared for us. I think this is good enough. So let's submit this. And that's startup. So I'll be back once it's finished. All right, so as you can see, Claude already finished our landing page. This is looking pretty good, not gonna lie. Again, like we can always, and you can always customize this as much as you want. In this session, I'm going to just show you what the output was. I'm not going to do too many rounds of revisions because that's for me to do internally, but I just want you to see what's possible. It only took a few minutes for us to have a page generated. I didn't have to make any of this copy. This is coming. I do want to be transparent. I already made a copy about Chatter previously, but Claude did it because I asked it to. I asked it to make marketing copy. I asked it to act as a SEO manager with copywriting experience, you know, with the goals of this, and this. So, you know, like this is premeditated copy in a way, but you can also have Claude, you know, take your vision, right? So put in what your idea is, right? Your requirements or your business plan or marketing, anything, or it could generate it for you, but it could already feedback off of some data to understand what this tool is, right, that I'm building. So I'm going to just click on this Google Chrome button because it's actually going to open in Google Chrome so I can see what it looks like on desktop. So now we can fully see how this came together outside of Claude's app, right? And this is fair enough. You know, I can make changes anytime, but just remind yourself, like, you don't need perfect when you're just launching. This is just a landing page. It's not even going to be here forever. So we're going to move forward with this. So I already have Webflow up, and I actually need to go to Chatter because this is me logging into Jem Social, so I'm logging out. But I do use Webflow for Jem Social's marketing pages, and I plan on using Chatter. I plan on using the Webflow dashboard as well for Chatter. And we can do that another time. All right. All right, so I already have the starter site together. And this has a separate template. I didn't replace any templates yet, so just keep this in mind. You know, Webflow offers free or paid templates, so I just had one just to hold it, but we're not going to use any of this stuff at all. So I'm going to just show you how we're about to set up the landing page. All right, so as you can see, like I mentioned, you know, this was just a pretty clean, you know, template, but not really match my vision. So I ain't going to use it. So I'm going to create a new page. So went to the top left, and I'm clicking on pages. I'm clicking on this plus sign to create a new page. Select a new page. For now, I'm just going to put waitlist. The slug, it's probably going to say like chatter.io/waitlist, you know, because right now this is just a subdomain, but we will get an official domain added. So no worries right now. This is just as we're drafting. I'm going to skip this stuff. I'm going to get back to this later. Let's just get the page created. We can always work on the meta description, canonical, oh my gosh, canonical URL, slugs, meta description, schema, all that later. All right, so now we have this blank page, and we are going to click on this plus sign, add element, and go to code embed. We're going to drag that into the page. And now the code embed editor is here. Now hold on. What do you want to put in here? Now we go back to Claude. All right. We're going to click on copy because it's going to get all of that HTML code for us. We're going to go back to Webflow. And we're just going to copy and paste this in here. Okay. Scroll down, click on save and close. And then click on publish. There is no other domain, so we're just going to publish to this destination, which is staging, which you always want to publish to stage, and you don't want to publish to production. We're not even going to add a custom domain yet. We could do that in another video, but yeah, we're going to just push to staging because right now we're just basically in draft mode until we're ready to go live. All right, now let's see how this came out. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Now, I know you have questions maybe like, okay, if they enter their email address, where can this go? Keep in mind, we can connect this to MailChimp, you know, SendGrid, however you want to store your like literally however you want to store your emails, you can. Webflow also has an option where you can also store email. So essentially, if I wanted to put my name in here, it can be stored in Webflow as well, just to keep that in mind. But in this particular demo, I'm just going to show how, you can make a waitlist page, and we just did, right? Now, something that's worth checking is that most people might come across this waitlist on mobile. So it's super important to ensure that this looks good on mobile as well. So let's see. So it looks like this top part is just a little funky, so we'll fix that, right? But overall, yeah. So it just looks like it needs to be cleaned up on mobile. So all I would do is click out of here, go back to Claude, and tell Claude that this needs to be mobile responsive. This is looking good, but we need to ensure that this is responsive on mobile and desktop. Might as well just throw in iPad as well. Like we're already here. Let's make sure that it's responsive across all. And while that's generating, I want to briefly tell you guys why I decided to host my marketing pages on Webflow. You might be asking, hey, you can do this on Lovable. Yes, you can. But I will say this, Webflow is more trusted right now when it comes to SEO. I would hate to do all this work in Webflow, create all these marketing pages, all these resource tools, generators, alternative pages, all these different pieces of content, and they don't get ranked well. I haven't really seen a lot of use cases where people are leveraging Lovable for marketing pages that are intended to be SEO optimized. I have seen people leverage Lovable for marketing pages to convert. So maybe for ads, or maybe for, selling courses, but something that you're just leveraging this page to quickly get up and sell to an audience directly. But if you're looking for people to come organically, Webflow has a lot of cool tools where you can see the slug, you can see the meta description, the images that need to be produced, and generated when sending links. There are so many things on the back end that you can see in a page, right? So on this waitlist page, we have all these settings that we can put to use, right? We can see this search result preview. So right now, I know that the meta description and stuff's not there, right? But I know that I need to go back and work on this meta description, sitemap indexing, the page canonical URL, which is how I was mentioning. It's not just the slug, but you can leverage all of this. The open graph settings as well, which is going to be that the info that's showing when you're sharing the content, right? And the preview and the title. Like, there's so many dope options to ensure that you look good in your site search, right? And that's not what I see on Lovable. You can even generate schema markup right here directly in Webflow. So this is just my choice. I'm sure as time changes, my answer could change, but as of now, April 2026, I'm using Webflow for marketing pages for that reason. So Webflow should have already addressed the issue. So let's see how this is looking, right? So we can just go click on this Google Chrome so we can see the preview. This is not in Webflow quite yet. I'll select inspect. It looks like this is coming together. I think it's just this one part up here that I'll take a peek at. But for the most part, this looks way better. And this is just good to move forward with. Like I said, you clean it up how you want to clean it up. Maybe you don't like the font. Maybe you don't like the heading. Maybe you want to change up some things. Change up some things then. That's for you to do. But this is good enough to go, right? I'm not looking for perfect. I'm just looking for progress right now in this session. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Claude. I'm going to copy that new code. This is the updated code that fixed the mobile responsive issue. I'm going to replace this with the new code. I'm going to save it. And then I'm going to publish it to our staging site. And that should fix the issue. That should genuinely fix the issue. So let's see how it looks. Looking good. This is a pretty cool spot. I like it. Yep, it's looking way better. I probably would fix, this space in between, but it's just like that padding, unnecessary, but probably could start it, closer. So the point is we could quickly fix this. And this has been only a 15-minute session, y'all. Keep this in mind, 15 minutes. And I walked y'all through how to develop an entire landing page in 15 minutes. I didn't have to write any copy. I didn't have to, import any templates. I didn't have to do anything but talk to Claude, y'all. Talk to Claude. And y'all can do this, from your phone. Like if you guys want to talk to Claude, you can do it from the desktop. You can talk to the app. You don't even have to type. Like if you prefer to have a verbal conversation with Claude to get these things done, that's the cool part about all this, is that you can get this done faster with quality. You can have Claude QA its own work and test it. So this was done in 15 minutes. Yesterday, I busted out 10 pages for Jem Social, and today I'm going to be busting out about 10 pages for Chatter. And so keep this in mind, like that in an hour, because I can get this done faster without obviously recording, right? I can get out 10 pages. 10 pages that if I was to get charged for, right, from our Webflow experts and stuff, they're charging us anywhere from $125 to $250 per page. It just depends on how many sections it has. And I understand. But keep this in mind, if I can eliminate that, I'm eliminating thousands of dollars being spent on our marketing, and I can take that and reinvest it into something that's way more valuable, right, to our business that we don't want in our hands. Maybe it could be legal, maybe it could be a marketing expert to develop our ads because we're not strong with creating ads, right? Maybe we want a human to be on top of that, right? And drive a strategy too. But we're able to invest more in a strategic vision for the apps, because we're taking away all this grunt work that costs us money to either do or time to do, and we're able to leverage Claude for stuff like this. So let me know, what do you plan on building next? Like, are you going to build anything? Are you building any landing pages? Are you building an app? What are you building where Claude can be helpful, right? Or Lovable can be helpful? Keep me in touch with that. I'm so curious.